side, the ocean, horizon, and you my paradise, my lady.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrea, and in today's video we're going to be talking about my debt story. So let's start from the beginning. Back in, I think it was 2016. Back in 2016 is when I opened 2 credit cards. They both were Southwest credit cards, and they didn't even really have that high of a limit, to be honest with you. But I applied for 2 credit cards because I was traveling a lot at the time, and I was thinking to myself, well, if I'm going to be traveling a lot, I might as well earn the points for it. And I always fly Southwest, so that's why I got the Southwest credit cards. And I also was trying to travel hack and get a companion pass. So I don't think the rules are the same now, but back then it was if you spent like a certain amount of money in the very beginning, you get so many points. And then if you overall accrued, I think it was 150,000 points, then you get a companion pass for the remainder of that year and all of the next year. And a companion pass is just a pass where whoever flies with you flies for free. Basically, they just have to pay like taxes. Other than the 2 credit cards that I have, I also had a car loan. The reason why I took out a car loan to buy the car that I currently have is because my little brother stole my car, crashed it into a concrete column in front of a 7-Eleven when he was underage. I think he was around 15, and it was completely, you couldn't fix it. It was pretty bad. So at the time I was a server bartender, and I saved up $2,000 in 1 month and used that as a down payment on a car. Now, mind you, I didn't have the best credit at the time, so I think my interest rate for my car was like either 4 or 6%, something like that. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good either. And I picked the best car for me. I got a Chevy Spark. It's a tiny little car, and I think with taxes and fees and all that stuff, it came out to around $21,000. But originally, like, the price was like around 17, so it wasn't even that expensive. So I had the 2 credit cards and my car loan, and my total debt at that time was around $16,000. The reason why I wanted to get out of debt was because I was actually going through a really bad breakup, and I am the type of person who, I don't go out and drink and get crazy like that after a breakup. I do a lot of self-care. So at the time, I was getting into gardening and watching a ton of YouTube videos because I didn't know anything about gardening. And a video somehow popped up in the suggested videos, and it was a Dave Ramsey video. Now, I'm not a Dave Ramsey purist. I don't even follow anything he really says anymore that much to the T. But back then, I was a Dave Ramsey purist, and I did the emergency fund and my 4 walls and budgeting and all that stuff. So it actually really did help me get out of debt. And I actually paid off all my debts in 2018 in 10 months. From January to October is when I paid off all my debt on a bartender server salary, or a bartender server's income. So I was making pretty good money and also paying my bills and also saving money. But now, this current time, I am back into debt. Half of it is student loans because I did go back to school for medical assisting. I do have some credit card debt. Obviously it's my fault, but I also blame the pandemic in 2020 because everyone was staying home, so online shopping was the only thing you could really do, honestly, for entertainment. So I would scroll on Amazon, scroll on all the sales for Old Navy, Fashion Nova, a whole bunch of different places, and I spent a ton of money. And I also had a baby too, so I was buying baby stuff that I needed. Luckily, I was on unemployment and didn't have to go too crazy, and had a lot of family members help me out and got a lot of things from them as well, which was so nice, such a blessing. But I did spend some of my own money, and I don't know why I put it on credit cards when I could have just saved the money from unemployment and bought it cash. I did what I did. So my plan is now, I'm still on unemployment and currently in school, but my plan is to definitely get out of debt I don't know about this year, but maybe next year. I have, you know, a lot of other priorities, which is obviously my daughter and graduating from school. And then hopefully my income will change and I'll get a job that can, you know, afford everything that I need, budgeting, my daughter, bills, lifestyle, all that stuff. The debt I have is not a lot of debt, but it's still debt. So it is a huge goal of mine to get rid of it. I want to be debt free again because it'll be easier for me to eventually buy a house for me and my daughter, because the whole debt to income ratio thing. And that's the main goal, honestly, is to be out of debt so I don't owe anything to the lender. Another plan of mine is to start paying off my student loans now. They are federal student loans, so I don't even have to pay them back until after I think it's 6 months after I graduate is when I have to start paying them. But I'm going to start paying them now, even if it's just a little bit, because in the long run, it will help out with interest. And I believe, let me see here, I have my little debt payoff little calculations over here. So my Great Lakes student loan is around $7,500. So that's not even that much. I think total for my schooling was around $14,000, but then I got a Pell Grant that I don't have to pay back, and then also student loans, which is the $7,500. And then for credit cards, total I have around $4,000, almost $5,000 in debt. So I need to be paying that off soon. I bought a new MacBook computer for school, and I was planning on using the next stimulus check to completely pay it off, but that stimulus check is non-existent. And that's why I'm still in debt on my credit card. One of my credit cards is like $3,000. That's the one that has my computer on it. I don't even know what the other debt is, honestly. This is the thing. Retail therapy is a real thing. It is very detrimental to your debt and your credit score, but it is a real thing and it's a problem. I'm still currently trying to work my budget using unemployment. I don't know what the next paycheck is going to be for unemployment with an extra $300 per week boost, and then with taxes being taken out. So once I get those numbers, I'm definitely going to calculate that and then figure out how much extra I want to put towards debt. Like I said, my student loans, I don't have to pay those back, but so there's no interest. It's just whatever I throw at it right now. And then for my credit cards, I think one of them, my minimum payment is $39 and the other minimum payment is around $93. So on top of those minimum payments, I'm going to be adding a little bit more. I think what I'm going to do is using my unemployment income, throw a little bit extra towards debt, and then also save, because we're still in a pandemic, so you never know what's going to happen. And even though getting out of debt is a huge thing in my life, I need to be able to have money on hand just in case, I don't know, something happens. So, because if something happens and I don't have money saved, I'm just going to have to rack up money on credit cards again if I don't have enough money for whatever life may throw at me. If you guys are planning a debt-free journey or debt payoff plan in the year 2021 and just starting over, clean slate, give this video a thumbs up. I think that's all for today. If you guys have any questions about anything that I've said today in this video, just let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye.